Wake up, yeah.
Wake up, yeah.
Stop the cheating.
Stop the cheating. Wake up, everybody. It's the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother, John.
And this is Qiana.
Number one and only Mr. Ed.
This program is being brought to you as part of the New English Project, the Community Development and Training Center, a.k.a. See That?
See that?
And we would like to thank y'all for tuning in, helping us to redefine what's cool, because
Smart is
The new,
gangster. I think.
Baby.
and now you know.
Yo.
Okay, you sound good.
How about me?
I think he sounds good too. What's good?
Because I'm way back here.
Way back there.
Or maybe come up here now.
What's on your mind Wednesday?
It is.
Yeah.
It's hump day.
It is.
Get your back up off the wall.
Say hump day.
Get your back up off the wall.
Yeah, okay.
Damn, come on.
I like that. Get your back off the wall.
Guess what day it is?
Oh, so it's what's on your mind Wednesday?
It is.
Yeah.
Like I said on my mind.
What's on your mind?
These lists that keep going out.
Talk
Have
to
y'all
me.
been seeing the
I
list?
haven't seen it.
I haven't seen the list, but I'm going to
Listen.
tell you, if I've been looking for
So
the
let me
list.
frame it.
I'm so glad you started with that.
Let me frame it.
I was not expecting that. Go
So
ahead.
there's been these lists going around. Tampa this, St. Pete that, this man cheating on that, this, that, just all kinds of crazy.
Wait.
Like the big cheat list
Mhm.
and
Okay.
the HIV list. and
Oh,
they getting messy.
with the list.
It's getting messy.
And like they listing people, tagging people.
Their pictures, they get going on, getting pictures, getting good pictures. It's like nice, getting the best picture they can on.
It was a professional shot.
Hey, they
Professional hit job.
going to get the best pictures they can. So it's like a page. I can't think of the name of the page.
I was looking for the page. Tell me what. Find the page.
Something like
Mhm.
hate me, pay me, or something.
Okay.
If you're listening and you know about it, tell them the page so we can get to the bottom of it.
So I
We're
would tell
doing an
you.
expose.
So right, because we're looking at it, and there, I guess a lot of people on this.
Yes, it did.
Everybody was talking about it. Oh, I can't wait to listen. I'm like, what list are they talking about? Then when I figured out, it was like
It's messy.
So I went there. So I started strolling, and I went.
Somebody's monetized page.
Yeah. So this is what I did. Is it monetized? It's probably not.
So you started strolling.
So I started strolling, and then I started going to people pages I know that would typically have it,
Okay.
but none of them had it. But all of them was talking about it.
It's definitely a topic.
It is, but I will tell you, misery loves company.
Ooh, talk about it. We're gonna
Is
talk
that-
about the
is that
miserable
misery?
turkey.
Yeah, it is.
They're miserable because they're putting out a list.
Yep.
I mean,
But no, people put out a list. You have the top
Yeah.
30 or 30.
Yeah.
The top 30
20.
cheaters. I just
Forbes got lists.
Yeah,
It
because
do
they
get messy though.
it does.
Yeah.
But think about this, the top. So I'm telling you,
miserable people. They just providing content.
really.
No, but
It's content.
it's sometimes it's content at another person's expense. So
Yeah,
that-
Yeah,
no,
that's the
ain't
so it's
content.
misery.
Yeah.
That is not. If you're saying like, hey, oh, let's say you think you got what if you on the list?
I don't care nothing about that.
I know, but y'all. But I'm just saying, like, if
I got
it.
thick skin and emotional maturity.
But
I
what I'm
like
saying.
that. You do got to skin though.
You do.
You gotta come
But
hard.
you,
You gotta
but,
come hard.
and maybe you wasn't really.
so much.
But so yeah, maybe you wasn't
But it's like
really.
a popularity contest. To me, they putting popular people on there.
Uh-huh.
And then, like you say, they might be monetized.
And it's clickbait.
It
might be clickbait.
Because I went to go look for it and didn't find it, but I do think miserable people, like people want to start controversy.
Company of the miserable because you searching it out.
I just want to be nosy.
So say misery loves company, and you looking for the list.
No,
No.
No, I'm trying to be inquisitive.
Y'all got
and-
wordplay. You lost me a
No,
little
here we
bit.
go.
You in the
No.
misery of company,
Misery love company.
and you in the misery of company.
No, I like no. So I'm finna tell you,
Company.
I want to be inquisitive and
So let's
knowledgeable
talk
about my
about-
surroundings.
Let's talk about the company of the misery.
Yeah.
But
Right.
I went just like everybody else. I wouldn't.
Who's the company of the miserable?
because the miserable has an audience, right?
Yeah.
So it's what gets our attention,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
It's what we like when we look at social media.
That's it, right?
Okay,
there.
appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
But you get what I'm saying? Think about it. America's funniest home video.
Yeah.
Video.
Yeah.
Got you.
People
I messed up.
falling, people
Tiffany was good.
hitting their head with the with the ladder.
Mhm.
You get what I'm saying? And we laugh, we love it.
Yeah. At other
miserable.
people's expense.
We're in the company of the
You're in the
miserable.
Oh
company
my
of the
God.
miserable.
Okay, so
Stay
flip
away
that,
from
right?
Don't
I
be
go-
in the company of the miserable. Watch the company you keep. That's one of them too, right? And if the company you keep is miserable, get away. Run.
Yeah, you don't let them come in your house.
You don't want to be
like sinners.
You don't let them come in your
sinners.
you know,
Oh, so do the miserable have to be invited in?
Ooh.
Or do they just let them?
No,
Are
sometimes so
they
I
already
will
in?
Are they already there?
so the miserable don't have to be invited in, but you determine if they stay.
Okay, you can
Yeah, because so
Evict them.
yeah, you can. So this is
Keep
your
scrolling.
world.
Keep scrolling.
keep scrolling.
I'm looking.
Yeah. Are you
I just,
you checked it out?
I just want to
That's
see.
good journalism, right?
I want to be
You
knowledgeable.
have a
What did I just?
responsibility that causes
What did
you
I
to-
just
to need
say?
to see that.
This is not about being nosy. It's about being inquisitive and want to be knowledgeable
And
about our
informed.
surroundings.
Okay.
Speaking of knowledgeable and informed about our surroundings,
Talk to me.
it's a couple big days coming up here in the city.
Yeah.
Like
City council.
today.
Yeah.
Today's a big day. Today is what's on the agenda today. I know MLK is on the agenda. There's a report that's going to be
Is it-
going about.
It's
the
tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
Oh, that's right.
Don't worry about it, Brother John, because
Yeah, that's
we
Thursday.
here with you.
Every
but-
day is today.
Yes. And tomorrow, city council.
Okay.
Mhm.
Is,
I think it's the afternoon. It's like a 3:00 meeting, right? Or is it
I
early?
think it's early.
It's early, like 9.
Yeah, they're going to give a
Oh my
report on
God.
MLK in response to the items.
Take a long lunch break early.
Consent agenda.
A reverse lunch.
long breakfast break.
Yeah.
So after your breakfast, just stay on break and
Yeah.
or you can put it on at work.
Yeah, you really
Like you
can.
can do your stpete.org, listen live, and you'll be able to check out what's happening with
The MLK
MLK
celebration 2026.
So you
There's
know,
other updates on that too.
so
Yes,
this
it's
is so. What's on your mind? Just really sidebar.
Yeah.
I think I know I lost my glasses this time.
Okay. Like they
ain't find them?
both pair.
Don't talk about this.
Both pair. Can't find them.
I had 3 pair of glasses and not that.
You gotta get the glasses.
Wow.
I mean the necklace.
I think I
glasses.
left them at the movie theater, right? Because that's the last. So I went back, but somebody was in there. He was playing the movie, so they wouldn't let me go check. So when I leave here, I'm gonna go see.
Thought you was gonna stay.
I don't want. I go to the movie so much.
Yeah,
They don't have to worry about me staying
Ain't
at the
nothing
movie.
you have to see.
I hear that. And so the first candidate has filed for mayor.
Yes,
For the mayor's race.
yes, for real.
Maria Scruggs has filed.
The one and only.
The one and only Maria Scruggs.
Mhm.
Shout out to her. She's filed. She's the first one to file in the mayor's
Yeah.
race. What y'all think about this electoral season coming up, man? What's kind of your predictions?
I have no predictions right now.
Okay.
Let's see who all the candidates gonna be.
Okay.
Who's gonna run? What I will tell you, this is gonna be an interesting race.
I think all the races gonna be
I was thinking that.
because it's you gotta look at the playing field right now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It is going to be very,
It's gonna be
very-
interesting.
Yeah.
I think it.
Yeah.
I think this is gonna give us like the excitement that we haven't seen in a long time.
Is it excitement?
I think
You
people
think
are.
people gonna be excited about this?
I think what is
It might
gonna
be messy. That might get them
it's gonna
excited.
be messy, but I mean
That's what-
that's the exciting.
It-
That's the company of the miserable.
I
I'm
think
just
this is gonna
saying.
give.
And it's a crowd.
I will tell you. I think you know how like we're like, hey, what's going on? We ain't really heard nothing. I think there's gonna be a buzz all the way through. That's what I think.
When you think it's gonna start?
It already started.
Not for like local stuff. Cause I mean, there's 2 candidates. I
mean,
think in District 6 that are filed.
Yes, the tracks are being laid.
Yeah.
Candidates are gearing up their war chest.
Okay.
Mhm.
It's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes.
How you think this MAGA and the stuff that's happening with just the national political landscape is going to shake out? You think it's going to like continue to go in their favor, or you think the Democrats and the opposition, I guess, to the MAGA will be able to get it together? What you think?
It depends on strategy. To be honest, it
Can't be what it's been though.
it can't be what it's been, but it's all about strategy.
Yeah.
Definitely about strategy.
With the right strategy, anybody can win.
Okay.
And how you lay your groundwork.
Okay.
Your groundwork is going to be very important, but I will tell you this for anybody who's running, y'all have to I hope y'all didn't start like yesterday.
Okay.
You know what I'm like?
It's some people that's really just jumping in though.
And then when
that's good though,
It is, but
fresh faces.
Sometimes it
We
is.
we don't need a bunch of people on the scene all the time because we need a fresh new set of eyes, somebody to look at it different. Sometimes, right?
So what you're saying? New people in these races?
Yes,
you're saying?
yes,
Okay.
and in like just involved, period.
Like involved,
but
in
also in these races.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
we gotta look
okay.
at look at these new faces.
But when I say like jump in the race, like you could be a new face, but have been doing the work.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like people
like a new face in the political space,
but still out here doing your advocacy, doing everything out here doing it, and people can be like,
yeah,
I know you.
So
Go ahead.
I'm part of a conference, I guess we could call it that. And one of the things that it talked about was just how you have people who are like basically just being good at what you're good at, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so you do have people who have been out here doing the work, and we automatically assume that they will be good politicians or elected officials.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not always the case.
Right.
Because the work that you're doing, I mean, just think about the work that you're doing.
Yeah.
You may be extremely good at that work,
Mm-hmm.
but then when you get into that, different job or that different role, you may not be best suited for that role. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's another thing too. So even when we talk about like supporting people who've been out here doing the work, like you've been doing the work, that's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
But we always merge the thing and think, okay, because you've been doing the work, you'll be a good, council member, or you'll be a good, state representative, and that's not. That doesn't always translate though, because those are different roles.
Those are, but you know,
I'm speaking from experience.
But I will tell you this:
a totally different role.
But what I will tell you is what you don't know if you can.
What that is, Mr. Edmund. What? I'm just trying to figure out what his reaction is. Go ahead.
But you will. That's no problem. You don't know if you can accomplish the role unless you try it. And then you have some politicians that's still not good at the role.
That's what I'm talking about.
And not good at the other role as well.
Yeah.
So I'd rather gamble. No, I'd rather gamble on the person that I know that's genuinely doing the work.
Yeah.
And then give them the tools that they need to be successful in their new role, than to give somebody who's a lifetime politician. You know what I mean? That's not doing the work.
So I learned this, right, watching politics. Some politicians are good at running for election.
Yeah.
That's what they're good at.
Yeah.
And then they get reelected, and then the other part, they're not good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's what I mean. So as we start having conversations and we start thinking about who should run, yes, you want to have somebody, you want to start, I would say, with somebody who has been doing the work and been consistently doing the work, but then you have to double click on it. And I think those who are seeking office and you've never served in office, you should talk to people who have served in office.
What if I'm running my business and I ain't been out there doing the work, but I'm moved to get in this?
Well, that's the thing, but that's the work. But if business is your thing, then understand how that transferable skill in business will apply in the elected.
But that's what they're hoping. That's what they usually hope.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I mean, like I said, it's rule number one for me is always more to it than you think. And so just knowing that and being ready to face that when you meet it, I think would go a long way.
More than
if you're out there and you're thinking, okay, just because I've been feeding people in the streets and doing this stuff, I see something that needs to be done, I'm gonna run for office. And
but it definitely starts with a passion.
Yeah,
like it's something you have to be passionate about.
Yes.
It's 8 o'clock.
It is 8 o'clock.
We got guests.
It's 8 o'clock. We'll be back 7 minutes after the hour. Tag a friend, tell a friend. We got a lot of stuff.
So stick around. We'll be right back.
Radio station.
Hello and welcome to Newsday.
on Facebook. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
And just like that, guess what?
We're back.
We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. And we got guests.
Okay. Yeah. Welcome back to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
And this is Qiana.
I'm the one and only Mr. Edmond.
This program is being brought to you as part of the New Image Project of the Community Development and Training Center, aka See That?
See that?
And we would like to thank y'all for tuning in, helping us to redefine what's cool because
Smart.
It's the
new
Gangster.
baby.
And if you don't know, now you know.
Now you know. And
Roxanne.
Y'all need to cut it out. I told y'all started.
So growing up, hearing that song, right? Yeah.
That's much preferred over the other.
Oh, it was another.
Oh, it's another what?
Definitely another.
By the police.
Oh,
We don't know.
I'd be also
Yeah.
concerned.
Yeah, we don't even know.
No, but the way Roxanne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy movie. So you have special guests, but also partners of mine and ours, policy partners.
Mhm.
So for those who don't know, and if you have been wondering what I've been doing, y'all know because I'm on here Monday, Wednesday, Friday talking about what I'm doing. But I'm actually co-director of Policy Partners. And so the other co-directors are in the building. And we'll do some self-introductions and we're going to get into the purpose for our visit today.
I'm Roxanne Fixon, co-director.
Pull your mics up. I need you.
Just a little bit.
Roxanne Fixon, co-director of Policy Partners. Is that better?
I think so.
Is that better?
With the person there with no headset on.
Go ahead.
Carrie White
Oh, yeah. Carrie.
Brown, formerly Hepburn, same girl.
Yeah.
Different name.
Different name. Look, I got a few of those myself.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, let's talk about it. Why are we here today?
To talk about the fruits of our labor.
Yeah,
Mm.
the fruits of our labor.
Yeah.
And so I guess maybe let's start with an introduction of Policy Partners.
Okay.
Let's
Okay,
start
you
there.
Y'all looking at me.
Yeah.
Is the mic, am I better?
You good. And I'm looking, the audience say they hear you well.
Yeah.
Okay, we got off-air producers too. Right?
Okay.
Appreciate y'all.
Can't have enough of that. Policy Partners, we founded, we dreamt this up 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, maybe 21.
Yeah, maybe
21.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
like
don't even
that.
know what year this
Yeah,
is now.
yeah.
So we'll take that.
They all man.
Yeah.
But we dreamt this up because we were feeling that there was a missing ingredient in order to make impactful change in the community. And that ingredient was having a neutral backbone organization. We're not funder, we're not a service provider. All we care about is that impactful solutions are created by bridging those who make decisions with those who are impacted by those decisions, because together the solutions can really be found. And so we founded Policy Partners as a neutral backbone organization in order to bring that together.
Absolutely. And just to for those who are familiar with the work that we did around New Deal for St. Pete, that's how Roxanne and I met. And that space of being able to take like people who are directly impacted by the decisions that are being made, bringing them together with people who are making decisions. That's how we were able to come up with some things like the CBA, ban the box ordinance, and a lot of great things. And so really using that as kind of a test case for those who like, in your mind, you can't imagine what that would look like in practice.
Mhm.
So the New Deal for St. Pete is a similar kind of an example of that, minus the advocacy piece, because we were explicitly advocating with the New Deal for St. Pete, but with Policy Partners, we remain as a neutral backbone so that we can bring the two sides, if you want to say it that way, together.
Okay.
And then Carrie, we go back like
Small things,
Yeah.
small but mighty.
small but mighty. So
Yeah.
we met at the wow. Now that I think about it, I said it yesterday at the CAC about this meeting that changed my life, right? In June of like 2009, we met at a convening that became Agenda 2010.
Mhm.
And we had like these work group breakouts, and I was just there standing in for my minister. And I had a notebook, and so I was taking notes. And then at the end of the breakout, you know, when you do your report outs, they say, well, who's going to report? Well, how about you? Because you got all the notes. I'm like, okay, wasn't ready for that. But what I experienced in that space was seeing how when you bring community together, it was like over 100 different stakeholders, leaders, etc. And we again began to create, a community-led agenda that led to the creation of the South St. Pete CRA. And that's where we met. That's where I can officially
That's
remember.
the intersection,
I remember the intersection. So yeah.
And we coined the phrase "small but mighty."
Small but mighty, because all of the presenters was Delquanda Turner.
Petite, we'll
Yeah,
say.
yeah. Delquanda was one of the presenters. Carrie was another one. I was, and then Rodney Bennett.
Yeah.
Rodney Bennett was also another one.
Y'all little
Big
people.
shot.
Not little. Petite.
But yeah, really been doing some great work over multiple years. So
Yeah, that was good time.
So it's kind of full circle. Y'all working on the CRA project.
It
it
is.
is. Yeah,
It
and I didn't
is.
think about it until really just this moment.
Now, while y'all were doing this project, did you find out anything as doing it that was like an aha? It's something that surprised you?
Surprise!
Surprise.
Surprise!
But for me, I think surprise in a different kind of way.
Like good?
Because this report, so we just created what we call the 10-year check-in on a 30-year journey,
Mhm.
a check-in on the South St. Pete CRA. This year is the 10th anniversary of the CRA. It has 20 years left.
Mhm.
We definitely did not want that 10th year anniversary to go without being acknowledged, without being honored, without being celebrated, and also
Using
what's
it
happened.
as an opportunity
Yeah.
to reflect, really.
So
I think a word we could use is accountability. Right? That's
Okay.
That's another one.
Yeah.
That's another one. I knew that would ring your bell. Right? What's been happening?
Yeah.
It's a check-in.
Right.
Yeah.
it's a check-in. So we utilized only public available information. So the CRA plan itself, which was adopted 10 years ago,
This past May.
May,
Mhm.
the plan outlines all these actions, activities, programs that if there is funding that's coming into the CRA trust fund, the programs would be funded. So what did the plan say? What was the strategy or thinking back in that time? And in the plan, there is data that was used to establish the CRA.
Mhm.
So is there, quote, blight? Is there, where's the poverty level, education level, housing deterioration, et cetera, et cetera.
Transportation.
So pursuant to the statute, a CRA is a creature of statute. So in the statute, a city has to have a finding of necessity, they call it. And so they look at all this data in order to say, well, is this geographic area meet the requirements of the statute in order to establish a CRA? So we took that data from 2012 and we updated it. So what does that data say today? And so that's in the report as well. We talk in the report about everything that's happened in the last 10 years. I mean, you've had COVID that's changed people's worlds in a lot of way. You've had unprecedented preemption from the state on what the city can and can't do. You've had corporations buying up housing locally. I mean, these kinds of things impact how you're able to implement a strategy.
And we've had natural disasters.
And we've had a lot of hurricanes that have been
George Floyd.
George Floyd. Yes.
And not just hurricanes, but also floods.
Yes.
And
So a lot of these things impact how you can implement a plan. But, from our perspective, any strategic plan should be picked up and looked at once in a while. Because life does.
how you know you're going where you're trying to go?
Yeah.
I mean, you get a review at your job every year, right? Every year they go in and tell you, look at your scores, tell you where you was good at, where you was bad at, where there's needs some improvement, if any. So did y'all see any need improvement?
So I want to go back just a second because we're gonna frame it and you're gonna see this a lot because
okay,
we're
go ahead.
having an event where we're gonna release the report on August 20th at Pinellas Technical College. That's in the chat, Miss Teresa. That's when you'll be able to get it. She says, "Where can the report be viewed?"
Just a reminder: the school board is not affiliated or sponsoring the event.
There we go. Yeah, we got to say that. But to Roxanne's point about the 10-year check-in, the way we've been looking at it is like, okay, if you're on a 30-year journey, you're 10 years in, like sometimes you have to pull over, you know, and just look at the vehicle, do your inspection, and just see like where we are and how we've done. And so we're using the growth framework. I'm sure you're familiar with that from work we've done together. So it's like looking at the goals, the realities, what are the obstacles / opportunities, and then creating a way forward. And so to your point about when we look at any needs improvements as policy partners being the neutral backbone, what we're doing is just presenting the data. And then our hope is that we would inspire the community to start being curious about what other things need to be known.
Got it.
What other things do we need to say?
Yeah.
So it's not for us to say this needs to be improvement. It's for us to say, here's the data, here's what it says.
Now y'all do what you
Now let's
Yeah.
have
Do
a
it.
conversation, and then we collectively, again, bringing decision makers and those who are impacted by the decisions to look at, you know, the data and have us the baseline to be able to level set. And then we have a conversation to say, do we need to improve in this area? What do we need to improve?
Okay.
So we're not really different.
And,
I do
and
wanna-
how to improve it.
Right.
How?
I do want to really highlight and lift that up. So our role was not to make any conclusions. So we do have information, but really one of the things that we've embarked upon this whole journey, and I want to just share with everybody, we did this because we care about community.
Yeah.
We tried for about 2.5 years to get funding to do it because we thought it was so important, and we could not find funding. So we made the decision to self-fund it because it just seemed like somebody needed to. But ultimately, what we hope is that we can foster curiosity and spark excitement. So we've been carrying the water, so to speak, because it seems like all of the stars align as an opportunity for us to really try to figure out where could we be going.
Mhm.
But it won't work unless other people get involved and join with us.
So real quick, let's rewind all the way back. What is a CRA?
Okay. Very good question.
like let's rewind for the person that don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
What is a CRA?
I think Roxanne has a good handle on how it's, because I go along with that.
Yeah. And we have that as the first section of the report because
So I'm just, but as an audience,
Yeah.
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
talking. No,
They might not know what it's
I know, we know, but what is a CRA?
and this was a surprise to me because I thought I understood what a CRA was. So like really doing a deep dive into the statute and all the things around it, I learned a lot through this. So there's the first section of the report that explains that. But CRA stands for Community Redevelopment Area. It is a creature of the statute. The Florida statute authorizes a city or a county to create one of these. There's 3 steps to it. One, you have to have the findings of necessity, which pulls all the data that we talked about to say, yes, this geographic area could use some investment for redevelopment. And I'm going to say redevelopment in quotes for lots of reasons.
Yeah, we air quote a lot of.
We're air quoting that in real life. Once you have the findings of necessity, which city council has to approve and say, yep, findings of necessity, there is a physical geographic boundary that is drawn that says this is the area that investment can come in. $1 can't be spent on anything outside of that geographic boundary at all. So it has to be a geographically defined boundary. The South St. Pete CRA is one of the largest in the state, intentionally and on purpose, thanks to the smart people who helped get that created. 4.740.
Yes, 4,777 acres.
Okay,
Yeah.
there we go.
Yeah.
Or thereabouts. Once a finding of necessity is established or approved by city council, then and the geographic area is defined, then a community redevelopment plan is created. Within this plan, it's outlined actions and programs. Nothing can be funded outside of what is stated in the plan, period. And nothing in the plan can happen outside of the geographic boundaries. Once that's established, then the city establishes a CRA trust fund. So here's how the TIF funding works. So we have
TIF is tax increment funding.
Financing.
yes. So there's property, real estate in the geographic area. At the time that the plan is established, it's called a frozen value. So if all of the property within the CRA geographic boundary, let's say it's $5 million was the value at the time the plan was adopted. Any tax revenue that comes into the city of the $5 million all goes to the general fund of the city. Say the next year, the property values increase to $6 million. But the tax revenue from the $5 million goes to the general fund for the city, but the tax revenue from the $1 million goes to the CRA trust fund, or a percentage of it.
Mhm.
A percentage can be, in the city and county change this, so it can be 95% of that revenue that comes from the $1 million goes in the trust fund. It could be 50% of the revenue from the $1 million goes to the trust fund. So the next year, say the property is valued at $10 million. $5 million revenue from the 5 goes to the general fund, a percentage of the revenue from the extra 5 goes to the trust fund. So that trust fund can only be spent on programs or actions that are stated in the plan, and only on activities that are in the geographic boundary.
And I want to pause real quick and give a shout out to Larry Newsom, because Larry Newsom was also a part of that, and he was one of the ones he like helped to explain it to us very early on, and the way that he was really talking about it, the way that it came up in conversations where we had like all of these ideas for programs and ways that we can improve the community, but we didn't have the resources to be able to do it. And so a way that you can generate resources is using the TIF, the tax increment financing. So you're basically taking a percentage of the revenue from the property taxes and reinvesting it back into the community.
Pay
programs. Somebody say, is there funding for yard cleanup?
Look, that's a whole section. We're gonna stay high level, because that, like, getting into the weeds right now, that's not where we are. But you can go to stpete.org and put in the search bar South St. Pete CRA, and it'll list all of the programs that are there.
Or you can also look at the Florida statutes itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, for that,
it's kind of
about yard cleanup. So we'll talk about yard cleanup.
It's kind of confusing, right? I understand it 100%, but like a lot of people don't understand. They don't know how to take advantage of it, right? That's why I want to go back. Okay, what is it?
Yeah.
Now, okay, then now let's build on top of that. How do people take advantage of it? Is there, like, I know, but like from y'all perspective, how do regular people take advantage of the CRA?
Go ahead.
So primarily is being aware of what sort of programs and opportunities are available. So the city of St. Pete does have a whole section on their website specifically about the South St. Pete CRA. Well, they have all 3 CRAs listed, but we focusing on the South St. Pete CRA.
Right.
And they'll explain to you the funding opportunities that are available. And so there are a combination of opportunities for organizations as well as for individuals. So part of the work that the staff who support the CRA do is also getting communication out, outreach, information, so that you know what kind of programs are there to take advantage of. So it's a combination of, if you're looking for it, you may find it, but we're also hoping to share awareness so that people start asking questions specifically. So like, am I eligible? I mean, obviously you got to, first of all, you got to live in the South St. Pete CRA. Right. So beyond anything else, that's the first piece you need to know.
So I'm putting the CRA, I'm going to put the CRA link into the chat.
Okay.
From the city of St. Pete. Because I know, I was watching the meeting last night, and they got millions of dollars rolling over. They really got more money than they know what to do with. Like you say, it went. I mean, I'm just off the top of my head, right? They got more money than they know what to do with, and they're having problems getting the money out. They don't know how to get out the pipeline. They don't know how to help people. People need the help. So we got data on one hand saying people losing their homes, people need grass cut, they're losing their properties, but there's a pot of money that's rolling over triple double.
Yeah, and that's a very good point that you make, Mr. Edmond, because that was one of the things that we saw in the report, was that there were projections about how much money would come in.
Yes, I remember the projections.
You know what I'm saying?
I remember the projections, and it's way over.
Yeah.
It surpassed projections maybe the second year, third year.
But look at it from what I know from it, and I could be wrong. It made it so hard. Like for people to actually get it. The stipulations when you were in the CRA, like I know there was a building like they made you pay for it up front before they give you the money. And no, if I'm coming to you for help, if I had the money, I probably, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's so it made it impossible for the people that really need it
Yeah.
to get it. And then you have people you're looking at this area and you like, we want it to thrive, but then you also want them to be at the top of their game to get the money. Like, how do you get, if you really want, you have all this money sitting up there, and then you have people that you can educate, give them, help them get their starter. But even with the starter, you got to give them you have to have your taxes in order, have your everything right. From people who's not knowledgeable but just have the passion for it, you're not giving them that chance, and then you're already giving the money to the people who don't need it.
Right, and I think that's a really good point, and those will be conversations that we will have after we release the report.
And that's just my little bit.
No, that's perfect.
That's what I was so excited.
I'm gonna build on that in a second, so I'm just letting you go around.
But that's the excitement, because again, what we're doing and what we have worked to do is talk about the goals. Like, this is what we said we wanted to do.
Right.
We said we wanted to help people keep their homes. We said we wanted to help people, improve their, facades and get businesses. What's the reality of that? Like, did we do that? Where did this money go? Did we invest it in those things? And then once we're on the 20th, I would say, like a little line right there, we're going to say what we wanted to do, what we actually did. And then following the meeting, we're hopeful that the community will start to say, well, you know what? Tell that story. Let me tell you what my experience was with that. Let me tell you how my engagement, so that we can improve it, because we're not just putting this data out to say, okay, this is what we did and this is how it worked. We want to do the check-in, and then if there's adjustments that need to be made, we want to co-create with community and decision makers so that we can get better outcomes going forward.
We have 20 years left on it.
Yeah.
And I think that's the point. What we really want to highlight in all of this is that there is so much opportunity left, right?
Yeah.
Like, yes, it's worthwhile to describe some of the obstacles that we've gone through.
Yeah.
But more exciting is we've got more ahead of us than behind us.
Yeah.
And so we can take the collective will that we've had to start it in the first place and say, okay, you know what? So much has happened in this past 10 years. What adjustments, if any, need to be made? And then focus on that. And as well, develop a system of accountability that happens more than every 10 years, right? Because it's like, we've been using this idea of a journey, and you do it so well, so I don't want to mess it up. But it's like, if you're in a car, right, and your GPS tell you to go someplace, all of a sudden there's an accident, there's something that's going on, it's going to reroute you. Well, we've been rerouted several times. We don't know if where we started trying to go is where we're going to end up unless we stop and look back. So that's really what we want people to understand that there has been all of these things, but more than anything, we want to focus on what could happen.
Mm-hmm.
So, how has it been received?
So we're just teasing it right now. I mean, everybody that we've talked to, we sort of shared with people that we've been in this process of creating the report. There's so much excitement. People, we get a couple of questions like, is it working? It's like, that's not our focus. We really just want to tell.
That's what everybody want to know. Like,
right. That's why you got to come on.
So register. So here we go. Register. You have to register.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't just show up at
Please
these people though. Okay.
Please don't.
Don't just show up, because register for August 20th, which is a Wednesday, from 6 to 9.
6 to 8.
6 to 8. Oh, well, I was gonna. Okay. Okay, well, I gave y'all an extra hour. But 6 o'clock.
And so for those who may be just tuning in, we're here with Policy Partners. We're talking about the South St. Pete CRA 10-year check-in on a 30-year journey. And we're letting you know that there's an opportunity we're providing an opportunity for you to come in, see what the data says. And then again, the what we really want to tap into is the hope and optimism that began the process.
Yeah.
Because I remember we celebrated when they approved it, like maybe 2013 or something like that. And then 2015, when the plan was actually approved and adopted, and it's like, okay, now it's go time. Like, we were really excited about that because, again, we have been advocating for points of progress, programming for youth, programming for housing, programming for entrepreneurs, but we didn't have the resources to do it. And the CRA and the TIF fund would allow us to now have a dedicated funding source to do these things, to the point of now, 10 years later, what's the number? How much has come into this trust fund?
Over the last 10 years?
Yeah.
We expected 6.9 million over 10 years, and it's over 70
Right.
million.
That's a lot of money.
10 times what was so $70 million has been put back into the Southside CRA
Trust fund. Yes.
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 the beginning.
That's what's been deposited into the account. No, that's right.
I'm
That's
right.
That's right.
Because my CRA store actually starts. My first community meeting that I went to for you
Yes, sir.
was a CRA meeting
Okay.
at the urban league. Because he told me to go. Hey, Bob, go to this meeting. All right.
I'm going. But look, I was there for Brother Lewis.
So that's how. So he worked it. Right. So the long story short, it's amazing that from there to here.
Yeah.
Because I remember the first conversation. I remember the poverty study, the poverty pocket. So I remember going to the city council members, city council tours, talking to the city council. So I remember all this.
Right.
And to see it go from there to there, it is big.
Yeah.
But we do have to do the accounting. We do got to know where the money.
And that's what this is.
Yeah.
That's exactly what this is. It's like so that labor and that work that we did in involving people, because there was a lot of people who were engaged early on, and some of them still here, some of them moved on.
Right.
And so really just again that full circle moment in that milestone. It's a milestone for me, and it's a milestone for the city. And also with all of the stuff that we're seeing in our communities, like we need something that we can point to say, okay, what are we going to do? What? Because that's you and y'all know my speech early on. What I've been saying since I left council, like all of the stuff that we count on politicians and elected officials, is like, what can we do for ourselves? What can we do for our community? And here is a dedicated funding source that we can use to do these things, but it's going to take collaboration with the decision makers and those who are impacted by those decisions to get it done.
And it takes awareness too, because
Yes.
one thing people think about the CRA trust fund is that you can use it for anything. You
Right.
can't. The
Yeah.
statute has prohibitions, a whole list of things you can't use it for. It has it used to be, the statute used to be very flexible. It used to say, use it for things that eliminate the conditions, including blah, blah, blah. Now it says it removes that. So in 2019, they did a amendment to the statute. So now it limits, it doesn't expand it. So the statute has a whole list of what you can't do and a list of the only things you can do. And if it's not in the plan, it can't be done. So we have to, there's parameters that we have to work within, but oh my gosh.
That still it's guardrails, but there's opportunities.
It's like any game, right? When
Yeah.
you look at the basketball court, you have boundaries, right? But you have freedom to move within those boundaries. It's just understanding how those boundaries change, because when we began the process, we had wider boundaries.
Yeah.
Like there's more that you can do, but now that the statutes change, it's limited to some degree what we can do, but there's still a lot that can be. There's still a lot that can be done.
Yeah.
And knowing that, again, if you project, this is when you to your point about how having more money than you know what to do with. If you're projecting 10 million and you get 70 million, you're going to have some decisions that you need to make, right?
Well, and even breaking that down to an annual thing. I mean, if I think I'm going to have $1 million to deploy each year, that plan is a limited plan. My ability to deploy those dollars, I may have the capacity. I have $17 million in 1 year. That
I'm not prepared.
What could that plan be?
Yeah.
If I have $20 million every year, what could that plan be? And do I have the capacity in order to deploy those things? And to your point, I think there's been a lot of information about people not knowing what programs are available.
People don't know. People don't know how to access it.
The people
don't know what it is.
Yeah.
People don't know what can be done with it, what can't be done with it. So it's like a bottleneck. And when I was watching the meeting last night, they say they got an existing budget rollover of 17 million for one project.
Right.
So not just for a year of the whole project, this is one housing and neighborhood part of the CRA that has a $17 million rollover.
Right.
Yeah.
So like we have to really get to our elected officials, get to the staff, and really stress upon them how to get these dollars, how to get this money out to the community.
I really want to highlight that part, because at the end of the day, the CRA is a mechanism, but it takes all of us working together to make it work.
Yeah.
Right. So we have a responsibility to know, find out what's happening. How can we help? to give our input. So I just want to go back and highlight something because folks might not even realize it. So the community redevelopment plan that exists, they started asking for community input. The ideas, the activities, the programs, that all came from community who showed up at a session. Now imagine you got 50 people in a workshop where there could have been hundreds of people.
Right.
So I keep bringing that piece up because we now have the opportunity to raise our voices and to really get re-engaged. Is there a responsibility for us to get the information and the communications? Absolutely. But it goes both ways. And so that is why we're so excited about the opportunity for you to come and listen on August 20th, which is a Wednesday at 6 o'clock at Pinellas Technical College in St. Petersburg campus. The school board. But it's so important because without the voices, without community, without folks showing up and saying, okay, tell me what's going on and let's talk collectively about what we can do differently.
Right. And that's another part of what we want to do. So again, providing the updated data so that, but because there was a finding of necessity, like this is the condition of the community or this area as it started, updating that and knowing what the condition of the community is now, 10 years later, and then being able to take the lessons learned. So now we know that the projections were off and there's way more money than was projected. We know, the social context has changed. We understand that people did not know. So let's double click on that. Why didn't people know? What was the opportunity? Like really having community at the table to be able to say, well, this has been my experience with the CRA. And then somebody else saying, well, I had no experience with the CRA. And then those who are the decision makers explaining, how they do it. They'll tell you, well, we thought this was a really good idea at the time. And it's like, kudos. It might have been, but here's how it can be implemented. Because when we look at the plan, that's the other part of it. Like it's a pretty good plan. It's just implementation is where it falls out.
Everything.
So it is. So you want me to tell you so much is going in my mind, right? Like, look, but I have this thing too. It's just like when people need us, they find us.
Yeah.
But when they have something we need, we got to go find them. And these are the same people who have the access to it. And I have a problem with that. When you need me to vote you in, you're knocking down my door. You got $70 million and you're not knocking down doors and saying like, hey, we have this money sitting up here. So like, it's like everywhere right now because like I sit in here and I'm a solution-based person, right? And so I'm like, we talk about like we have it and this is a great idea. Like, where's the CRA team that sits down and go talk to businesses and people that say, hey, this is what you need to do. I'm going to help you walk. Like, soon as you sign up and say that they need it. So let's figure out how we can make this work for your business because these are the perimeters that you have. And you know what? I'm your person and I'm going to walk you from step A all the way to Z to make sure you have that money and make sure that first year when you get it, everything is run right. Yeah. Where's that team? Because we got $70 million.
That's a part of the obstacles and opportunities.
Right. So that is what I want to tell people. We are so excited about this because it is the opportunity to reflect, to re-examine what has been happening, and to reimagine. Okay, so the strategies that you've been using to get the word out, those aren't working.
Right.
What can we suggest to do different? Because you're exactly right. It's on both sides. Yeah. We got to say, hey, here are the things that are working. Here are the things that aren't working, and the opportunities in front of us are all of these.
Yeah. So when I was on the meeting last night, and I was watching. It was a city council.
Let me just say this in case people don't know what meeting you keep referring to.
The CRA meeting.
So the CAC, which is the Community Advisory Council, which is part of the governance structure of the CRA.
They meet 4 times a year?
No, they meet they meet 10, I think. They break for the summer.
Okay.
So they meet.
Okay. Yeah. So in a meeting, one of the city employees and they was having a hard time with seniors even putting a application in.
Right.
And it was taking months to get application in, right. And so that was part of the backlog.
Right.
So now,
go ahead.
But what I wanted to say is I pulled the string on that, and I said, "Well, dang, that's senior. What happened to that senior?
Yeah,
like did they lose their house? Did they like? Not only did they not get it because of a roadblock,
there's an impact for not getting it.
But so what they didn't talk about it to me, and I thought, what happened to her?
Yeah,
right. But I do
like
want
what happened to her family.
They are trying to find solutions. So one of the solutions that they came up with is to hire some house.
Yes, that's what they was talking about. Yes, how to put in navigators.
Yeah, to the point that you was making, but And I think that's the other part of like the excitement around this is knowing that there's resources to do these things. Because again, when you started off, when you started off, you had, you know, a smaller budget. Now you know you have this huge budget that, to Mr. Edmund point, you don't know what to do with. Talk to the people. The people tell you what.
Yeah, we know what to do.
You know,
Which is
that's the core of what we're trying to.
And I understand, like at the beginning, why? Because it's new. You're gonna make a whole bunch of mistakes, and even now, 10 years in, there's still gonna be mistakes that's gonna be made, and this is why you come back and do reviews and make sure that you know.
But it's non-traditional because y'all didn't get funded. Y'all did this out of policy partners' time and effort.
Yeah.
So you couldn't find the support to do it like institutionally.
Highlight that.
You could have got the money from hold on. We gonna walk down the road. You could have got the money from, but okay.
Yeah, no, it was.
That's where I'm going
So
with
if
it.
resources available to do this.
And even conversations like this
Hundreds of hours.
brings awareness to the CRA. It's people watching that didn't know. It's people getting links that didn't know. So stuff like this even matters. So kudos to y'all. But my biggest problem with the CRA is that it's two things. Y'all had to do it, right? And the people had to do it. And so now the dollars are up there, and the people got to go up there and get them. We got to go up there and get them.
That's what the last 10 years.
JG Whitworth. It's my money, and I want it now.
Right.
But that's what the last 10 years have been. What could the next 20 be?
Right.
And that's what we are most excited about and most concerned about.
Yeah.
Because if we do the next 20 the way the last 10 have been, what's the impact?
We're gonna just have a whole bunch of money in the account, and it's just gonna be sitting up there.
Or it's gonna be Brewster's Millions, and they're just gonna spend it
It's
willy-nilly.
been
Yeah. And to your point about Brewster's Millions, I got that from you.
It's been
So
Brewster's
Brewster's Millions, that's an
Millions.
old movie with Richard Pryor,
Look it up.
where they had to spend all of the money and not be able to show where it went
Yeah.
in order for him to get the next round. And so with that, imagine again, if you have a projection for a $1 million budget and you get $6 million, and there's pressure on you from a council to say, why isn't this money being spent? You're going to start finding stuff to spend it on. And
Large projects. So it's a lot of large projects.
and so it's like, okay, we got all this extra money. Well, we're going to do $500,000 per unit for 24 units.
And then but then you have
900,000.
Just an example. We're not citing the report. You got to come.
But then and not saying that those people, not saying that those corporations or those people don't need it, but there's people that really need it.
Yeah.
Like
And there's money for them.
right. And so if you got a complex, right, and you're doing it, I guarantee you're walking in the bank and getting approved for a loan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I'm guarantee you have some investors that other than this that you can tap in. There's people who don't have those options, who those barriers are put in there, and this should be where you can go so that you can be able to go to the bank and get your loans.
Right.
And on that point, I want to touch on what you just said because it connects with that and what we hope comes out of this. What you were talking about last night at the CAC meeting and the elderly woman who couldn't access the housing assistance because of the portal. So it's a great program, great idea. Why aren't people accessing it? The staff who were trying to implement it, from the conversation last night, sounds like they talked to the people who are being impacted by the little p policy, because we have big P policies, laws, regulations, little p policies. What are the procedures?
We got comments.
Okay, I read them. Go ahead.
So that is, let me just finish this because this is what we hope comes out of this. So that person or people, whoever, said, gosh, this is a great program. Why isn't it working? Talk to the people who were trying or who they were intended to impact with this. And the people said, we have no computer. Your system is cumbersome. It's difficult. We can't access it. Oh, so they hear from the decision makers, little p decision makers, hear from the people impacted by those decisions and shift the system. We're hoping that what comes out of this is some opportunity to have a mechanism in place to where those things are figured out. So it's not this one off.
Yeah.
We have this program, or it's up to you, Jabbar, to find the city staff person to go this or that. There's a mechanism already in place where decision makers and those impacted by decisions can just use that vehicle to say,
Yeah.
great program. How come it's not being used? Well, because people don't know about it.
Mhm.
And you're
Yeah.
not knocking on the door and people can't navigate it. So maybe we need the team, the CRA team, to be able to make sure, these are all the solutions that the decision makers won't have on their own. People impacted by the decisions will have those, and the decision makers will know what are the limitations to that from a big P policy perspective. Like we can't violate the law and
Yeah.
those sorts of
And
things.
I think they need to loosen up a little bit. You know, like you got they really
Be more creative.
they got to be more and loosen up.
Yeah.
Like so,
Yeah.
I'll say this: they loosened up for the raise.
Okay.
Oh no, they got
Okay.
loose.
They
They got loose for the
They
crazy.
right, you know. And then you think because when you're looking at for the small, and I'm
For
talking
the
for
small
like.
guy, there is no flex.
There's no flex. You got to give them your firstborn and then
Yeah.
promise them your last.
2 quarts of blood.
Right,
$10,000.
Right.
But also,
and,
and,
and I'm going back and forth between like
And
But no,
advocate and policy partners have.
but look, one of the things I said at one of the raise meetings, but it was harder to get a CRA loan
Yeah.
than it was for the raise to get that contract. That company was made in May,
Yeah.
and they got $1 billion grant from the county and the city in July.
Yeah.
But if I want to get a CRA grant, I have to have this, that, and that, and this. So
2 years worth of 2 years
we
worth
have to
of
be
like-
more flexible for the little guy to help build our community up, because our community is fragile right now.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like on pins and needles,
Yeah.
and there are resources to help the people.
And I want to stop there and really pause there because
We got 10 minutes.
to that point, like that's the exciting part about it. Like you said, like we have to get the resources to the little people, and the resources are available.
Right.
And so that's what we're asking. If you're listening, if you're hearing this, we're going to share the link. You'll see it on my Facebook page after this. But help us get what we call, he said, the little people.
I mean, but
I know what you mean.
it ain't big court.
But
Yeah.
just making sure that we get this to the people who we know need to be in the room. And so if you've applied for a CRA grant and you didn't get it, or if you have experience, like I know Mr. Laura, she's done very well with the CRA. And so we want to get a mix of people who have different experiences with the
Yeah.
CRA to be in the room to say, okay, 10 years ago, this is what we thought where we thought we'd be.
Mhm.
This is where we are right now. And then being able to go from there and chart the course for the next 20 years of the South St. Pete CRA.
Let me
is what
just
we encourage.
add this too. Please go and register at policypartners.org. It's a quick registration, but there is a question that we would really love for you to answer, which is, what are you curious about? What are you excited about? Again, I want to go back to that's the focus.
Yeah.
And so, yes, we are going to acknowledge this is what happened in the 10 years. But let's just be clear. This is not an opportunity to complain. This is an opportunity to really reimagine. And so you can help us by letting us know what are you most interested in. And we really want to start this discussion based on, y'all, we got 20 years. And you'll even see it when you go to register. We can't really recover the past, but what we can do is look forward to the future.
And if you think that this is something that should be invested in by the powers that be, so that we don't have to volunteer to do it, let them know that as well. Like if you see value in the work that we're doing as policy partners, self-funding this, independently doing this, and I think there's merit and value to that as well. Because again, we don't necessarily have a stake. We're not trying to skew this. A lot of these reports that'll come out.
Either way, it's glad y'all didn't get paid because you don't have to.
We don't have to tell the story of either party.
Well, I will tell you, since they
We
pay
wouldn't
you
do that
afterwards, keep your receipts.
It's reimbursement anyway.
Yeah, I do also want to shout out one other colleague, Matthew P. Bond, PhD, who is the person who retrieved all the ACS data
Thank
for
you
us.
for that.
So if you go back to the original report, and again, it's available right now. You can look at the South St. Petersburg redevelopment plan. There is a whole section of tables and figures and facts, things around education and housing and poverty and income. Matt took the time to update all that data for us. So that's another thing that you're going to be able to get from us if you come to see us on the 20th.
Yeah, this was the condition.
That was 2012 data that was used to establish
the whole CRA.
thing. So we've gotten 2013 data. So we're going to be able to
2023.
2023. I said 2013. Lord Jesus, right? Much further than that. To give you an update on what's happening. So we just want to shout out that.
To be honest, I'm very excited, right? When I'm sitting up here talking, because you can definitely see where it can go. And then when people come out and like, I guess, complain, that's their way of saying what they want to change.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I mean? And it comes
Yeah.
as a complaint.
They have no other way to
They
communicate
don't,
it.
right.
Be clear.
Yeah.
Y'all know me, right?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, when you come, we want you thinking about solutions. So if you you got rocks in your jaws when you show up, I want you to come in saying, I have this issue with the CRA, and here's how I think it can be addressed. Here's how I think it can be addressed.
I got a solution right now, and I'm just gonna start the line early.
Maybe we need
to properly get this money out. You have to use people from the CRA and people from the community.
Yeah.
Well,
You're not gonna be able to. That's why.
Don't bring nobody in.
God bless them employees, but that's why they have a hard time sometimes, because it's a different language spoken in hood.
Trust
And
me.
it's almost like having a second language sometimes. And you think you're talking English to her, but she don't understand nothing you said.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
And that's the problem. It's a communication barrier. They didn't say that last night, but that's what it was. It was a communication barrier that's stopping the dollars from getting out.
We're not doing
And God bless America.
No, so Mr. Risa said, where can I find the report? Like, I want to review it before August 20th. We're not doing it like a movie that's coming out, right? Like, there's no bootleg versions of the report. You got to come out
Sign up on the 20th, and that's the only way.
Like, don't bootleg the report.
Hey, and that's good, because I think we need to have the report. We need to talk about it.
Yeah.
And we need to have these solutions.
Yeah.
We do. I mean, I done said
What's your
something.
solution? Give me a solution.
I done gave a couple of them.
She
Every time I said something, I just counted it with
She modeled the behavior. Right?
I said, like, this is why don't they have, you know what I mean? Like, I really don't believe in just standing in the complaint line.
Yeah.
And like, and the way my mind, like, that's why I'm over here listening, and my mind like going everywhere. Like, okay, this is the problem, but this is where I can see.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm just excited because, you know, it's there. And then with the right people in place, I think that it can really help, you know, help a lot of people. And I stress the right people in place.
I'm sorry, she's looking at the comments.
Go read the comments.
Yeah.
Go.
No, we took Mr. Reese's comment. She wanted to know where the report can be found.
It's so many comments.
Before the 20th. I'm going to go here. Brandy Gabbard said we need to use some of the money to invest in a city-owned grocery store in South St. Pete. Miss Roxanne said the plan. Don't get overwhelmed with the work. And it's the opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Rodney said Larry Newsom got Midtown tapped into the CRA until the issue is simple. We have the funding. What is it for? And how can we access it?
We answering all those questions.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of those, not all of them.
Yeah.
We're presenting the opportunity for those questions to be answered.
There you go. There you go.
That's it. And like I said, man, it's phases. Like, it's phased approach. And so the first phase of this journey that we're on is to update the data that justified the creation of it. Because,
what are the road conditions?
like, what are the road conditions? What happened? Somebody's at my back door. But just understanding, like, where are we now? Because you know that we know we're not there yet, but where are we? Right? Because, you know, if you're driving with kids, are we there yet? It's like going to Wally World. So we're excited about the journey and what's in front of us and what could happen, but we have to stop and pull over and make sure that we're good, make sure that we're still on course. And if we're not, we have to make the adjustments. And that's the part that we're excited to invite community into, because a lot of times this stuff happens in these small groups. It happens with somebody who will do a report and give you all of these recommendations and then say, hey, do y'all agree with what we came up with as recommendations? And people say, yeah, those are good. And then that becomes a decision. We don't want to do it that way. That's why we created Policy Partners, is because we saw how that leads to disparate outcomes in our community. And so we're saying, here's the data. What are your solutions? What do you think?
We need
taking that and then being able to have the conversation together, not starting with just you over here and then you over there, decision maker, but having a conversation in the same space so that we can all like kick it around and say, well, have you considered this? Have you thought about that?
What about
Here's the law, because we want to do that. That's a great idea, but it's illegal in Florida. Like being able to have those types of conversations in the space is what we're hoping.
And hopefully, like what I take from it too, like with it, suggestion that I've already kind of said it, is have some staff there that help you navigate this road to make sure that you complete the journey.
Like because CRA team.
You gotta have.
That's why we were there last night. That's why we were at that.
Okay.
But have employees there like Chick-fil-A. You know, when you go, somebody take
y'all gonna have Chick-fil-A?
No.
Because
usually somebody you apply
and then somebody standing there,
and then but then you're just there to kind of figure it out. Somebody needs to help walk you over through this part, and then once you get through this part, you're handed off to somebody else that this is their department where they're gonna do, and be available. Don't just have it there in name, and then you call and you get a voicemail, and then maybe 2 months later somebody call you back.
Well, and we're hoping that what happens after this report is that every aspect of the CRA governance and management is re-examined, and reimagined, because your idea about a team, I love that idea. Does it belong inside the city? Is that something that gets funded outside, into a team of community that does that? These are all the things that are, to me, the most exciting part, because you can reimagine all of this to have the next 20 years.
And I'm sorry to interrupt, but I know we got like 3 minutes left, and I want
a couple extra minutes.
I want to address this. No, I want to address this because the other part of this is this report release is not the end of the journey, and so in order to, because to Ms. Teresa, now I hear you loud and clear on this when she said when you release the report on the spot, sometimes the commentary is spontaneous and not thought through. Well, again, we know that we're not going to accomplish all of this in the 2 hours that we're going to present the report. And so our hope is, after we self-initiated this thing, that this could maybe take, a year or maybe 2 years for us to really work on what the next 20 years looks like. And so it's hopeful that this will be the beginning of a process, and not like, okay, you came to this meeting, you saw this report, we got some ideas from the crowd, and that's the end of it. That's not what the vision of this is. And we'll talk more about what the vision is going forward, but it's going to require support from community to be able to move this thing, because we can't do this.
Before we wrap it up, can I just give you the formal invitation?
Right.
Please join the Policy Partners team for the official release of the South St. Petersburg Community Redevelopment Area 10-year check-in report, where we will provide an opportunity to reflect on the promise, re-examine the results, and reimagine what's possible for the South St. Pete CRA. This launch event is Wednesday, August 20th, 2025, from 6 to 8 at Pinellas Technical College, St. Petersburg campus, located at 901 34th Street, South in St. Pete. The school board of Pinellas County, Florida, is neither sponsoring nor affiliated with this event. But really and truly, we're encouraging you, please, number one, if you are interested and you really want to hear more, register and give us your thoughts.
All right, that's it.
Thank you so much.
Wait, we got more, because we got some events coming up. We gotta say, you
can do it in 60 seconds.
Yeah, because it's 9:01. Friday night done right. All right, on
backpack
Friday.
giveaway.
Backpack giveaway. Yeah, we will be.
27th annual career fair and showcase of services tomorrow, Thursday, August 7th. Where's it gonna be at?
Coliseum.
Thank you.
Make sure you're there, please.
If you need a job and you're a returning citizen,
thank you.
An opportunity for you to be
it's there. Important. This is what this is about.
That's tomorrow.
That's CRA money right here, y'all. Come on, walk with me, talk with me. Come on.
We'll share the information.
Get a call from Don J. Say you can keep going. But,
he know he can. He always give us a pass.
Not always.
You got to come on the 20th. To come out on August 20th, Wednesday night at Pinellas Technical College. We're really excited about it. We hope you are too. Again, bring your solution hat and get ready to do some work.
And show up tomorrow at the Coliseum.
Yes.
10 to 3.
Yes.
10 to 3.
10 to 3. Come get them jobs.
All right. Well, thank y'all.
Thank you.
This has been the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. Up next is Sister Hughes.
Lose your shoes.
Shout all around the house.
I'm your brother John.
And this is Qiana.
One and only Mr. Edmund.
And we out.
Bing, bing.